We just wanted to know that.
Hey, bro. Who? Let's see. I got 10 minutes. Amir, Hannibal, NK, and Ish. Who can give a good reason to be Muslim?
Damn.
I need you guys to. I need you guys to. Here, I'll show y'all on YT. I need you guys to vote. Amir, Hannibal, NK, Ish, and B now. You know what?
This is kind of funny because on the topic of scholars and stuff, it's like oftentimes it feels like the people we talk to, like they're the ones that aren't aware of what their scholars say.
Hey, who got the all five of y'all are up here, bro? Who got the best? Who got the best argument?
Goodness.
Am I on?
Yeah, I could tell by your voice you're not gonna have the best argument. Who got a better argument? Yeah,
I
go
got you.
ahead.
Simple. Which religion follows true monotheism the best?
Not Islam.
Yeah.
You really think that? That's not even a debate.
I really think that.
Yeah, I think that. But can you give an like a good reason to specifically believe in Islam?
Yeah, I can. Monotheism.
I can believe in monotheism without believing in Islam.
Look, I could prove Islam correct without using any scripture whatsoever.
Okay, go ahead.
So, do you agree that God?
You're asking me a question.
On your intentions.
You're asking me a question. Just go ahead and give
I
the
don't
argument.
have to do that. So, God sees us for our intentions, right? And if the Quran is claiming to worship the God and the God alone, and keeps you from the worldly desires, then where could God, if God is the most merciful, right? And your intention in your heart is to worship the Creator and the Creator alone, how could you go wrong?
If I believe that the Creator is a rock, am I going to go to heaven?
We don't believe that, and you know it. You're being disingenuous.
Nah, I'm saying in my heart of hearts, I believe that the Creator is a rock, and I worship this rock. Am I going to heaven?
A rock is a physical thing. We believe God is not it's outside.
So it doesn't matter.
Literally,
it doesn't matter
you're being very what I'm saying completely.
It doesn't matter my intentions now.
Okay, if your intention is to worship the God Almighty, the God above, right? And that is your intention in your heart. Okay. Where can you go wrong? I'm not saying to worship a statue. I'm saying when you make your heart set to the Creator.
Okay, so
then how can you go wrong?
In my heart of hearts, I believe that Creator is a Trinity. Am I going to hell?
Let me ask you, what would be your excuse when you? I
want an answer to that question. In my heart of hearts, I believe that I'm worshiping the Most High, the one true God.
It's illogical, so no. God gave you a brain to reason, and you have every capability to do so. It's illogical for three to be one.
So your intention isn't the only
thing
that matters.
So again, what will be your excuse on the day you're standing before God?
God, I genuinely intended. God, I genuinely intended to worship the one true God. I believe that one true God.
Oh, the one true God. So why the Trinity?
Because that's what
he's gonna ask you. You wanted to worship the one true God. Why Trinity?
Because Allah said that the previous scriptures are true. I read the previous scriptures. The previous scripture said that God was triune.
The uncorrupted version, not what your church fathers changed over time.
How do you know that it was it corrupted at the time of Muhammad?
Was Paul even alive during Jesus' time? Was he around Jesus?
Yeah. Was it corrupted at the time of Muhammad? Yes.
No. Can you prove that?
Have some humility, Elijah. Come on, man.
Yes,
you're being super disingenuous.
No one's being disingenuous. So, was the Injil corrupted at the time of Muhammad?
At the time of Muhammad, yes.
Isa or the time of Muhammad?
At the time of Muhammad.
Yes, otherwise there'd be no point for revelation to Muhammad.
Okay. So, when Allah tells the Christians to judge by the Injil, how are they supposed to judge by something that's corrupted?
That for you. Even at the time, we know bits and pieces of the Christianity religion
Can you show me the verse where the Quran says that part of the Injil is true and part of it is false?
Yeah, it says judge by bits and pieces of the Injil.
Yeah. Can you show me that in the Quran?
So
Yeah,
when
pull
the
it up.
Quran,
All I need to, I just need to hear numbers. To be honest with you, you could just tell me which surah and then which verse.
I'm not gonna know it off the top of my head. I'll need to
You
look
you
into
you
it.
have, there's 4 other people up here. You have time. You can look it up.
All right.
All right. Then anybody
so when
else
the
want to change?
Quran makes a correction to what the scriptures have previously said, that is your criteria. You know what I'm
Why
saying?
would I believe that?
Because it's prophecy. Because it's
What
revelation
prophecy?
from God.
How do I know it's revelation from God?
Because of the prophet who prophesied thousands of things that have came true.
Like what?
Thousands.
That the desert would be full of skyscrapers.
No, it's full of them, man. So much.
Yeah.
Why is that a prophecy?
Let's see. Because he said it 1400 years ago when it was a plain desert with nothing there.
Damn, that's crazy.
And now it's full of skyscrapers, right? That's a prophecy.
So should I follow the founding fathers of America as well because they believe that this deserted land?
Yeah, you're again being disingenuous.
No, bro. It's just like
did they
your
prophesize?
standards. Yes, they said, "Oh, God gave us this land," and they went on to conquer this land and create a nation. That's now the strongest nation in the world right now.
That's not a prophecy.
How's that not a prophecy? If that's a prophecy for you guys, how's that not a prophecy for them?
Making a claim and a prophecy are two different things. They can make an educated claim because they had the power and they knew that they could build it.
Bro, they was just like explorers, bro. They wasn't even like that for real. God empowered them.
This isn't even an impressive prophecy. Like, I could write a prophecy saying that in 200 years, people are going to build buildings on the water. And in 200 years, people who believe in my book go say, hey, this guy said there's going to be buildings on the water. Let's go build buildings on the water. Prophecy completed. Therefore, what I said is true.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
And
look up Quran 5:13.
And that's also, from what I was saying to begin with, that's also why we say every prophet before was a Muslim. Because their intentions were to worship the Creator and the Creator alone. And if that is your intention, how could you go wrong?
You said
Okay,
what?
so if I intend to worship the Creator, but I worship him by sacrificing children, how can I go wrong, right?
Why
You
would that
guys are the
be
ones that
some-
believe sacrifice is necessary. You're the
That's
one
what
that believes we need
that's what the
sacrifice.
previous that's what the previous prophets say. You don't believe in them?
We don't believe in what the modern day Christianity teaches. We believe
Okay,
in
so-
the original
so,
Injil
uh,
and the uncorrupted version, and we believe in the modern day Quran. We use the Quran as a source of knowledge. We don't use anything else. So there's bits and pieces that are true in Christianity, but we're not going to look.
Where
at
does
for
it
the source
where
of
does it
knowledge.
say that bits and pieces are true, bro?
Look, I gave
Because
you
the Quran says the exact opposite.
And it
Look
seems
up-
like
I
you
gave you
guys
the surah.
don't even agree as Muslims with each other. Because
It
one is
doesn't-
saying that
This
the
doesn't
only
say
thing that
that.
matters is our intention.
Yeah. So here, you said chapter 5, verse 13. I'll pull it up for you.
and there's multiple verses. This is just one of them.
Okay. So you said bring up chapter 5, verse 13. So because they broke their pledge, we cursed them and made their hearts hardened. They changed words from their places, and they have overlooked a good deal of advice they were given. Every now and then you come across a certain treachery, yada, yada. It doesn't matter. You're talking about this, right? They changed words from their places, right?
Yep.
Okay. Let's go to Ibn Kathir to see what this means.
Which tafsir are you reading? Which version?
Ibn Kathir. Oh,
mean, do you
so
guys look at the
because of
tafsirs
their
before?
exactly. So because of their breach of their covenant, we cursed them. Right here. They changed their words from their right places. Since their comprehension became corrupt, they behaved treacherously with Allah's ayat, altering his book from its apparent meanings, which he
Yeah.
sent down. So
What does that mean to you?
So that means that when they sat here and they read, it's not that they changed the words, they changed his apparent meanings that he sent down, distorting its indications. That doesn't mean that the words are actually changed.
What does that mean to you, though? Was it
He just
changed or
told
not?
you. He
Is
just
it
told
changed
you
or
what it
not?
meant.
No,
You guys-
so what that means is that hold on.
Hurry.
Yeah.
Yo,
what
what
that
is that?
means is that the text itself is not changed. The things that they understood about the text was altered. Not that the text itself was changed. That's why it says that they
Let me ask
altered
this
the
then.
book from its apparent meaning. Where does it say that the text can be believed in a little bit and not
Who was the
believed
Bible written by? How many authors are
Yeah.
there? Are
in?
there?
Brother, I need the verse. So go ahead.
No,
You have
you
it.
see, you're running. You're
No
running.
one's running. I gave you a
Seems like
chance
you're
to
running.
I gave you a chance to find the verse. Do you want to see the verse where Allah
You're
says the
running,
exact
bro. What is-
opposite?
Yeah. Oh my God, you're not even being honest. You're not even trying to engage.
Yeah, we are. We're on the Quran and we're talking about the Quran. You're trying to run to the Bible.
No,
We're talking
I'm
about
telling
the
you.
Quran.
I'm telling you that it's obvious that it's been altered, and since there's many authors and different
It's not
interpretations,
about whether it's obvious or not. We could concede for the sake of the conversation. It's obvious it's been altered, and the Quran would still be false because it affirms it. You see the point?
Oh my God, are you? There's no way you're not being honest with yourself.
What are you
There's
talking
no way
That's
you
the
can be
argument.
that low of
That's
IQ.
look.
Here.
Whether you think we're being
There's-
honest or not, it's the argument we're making.
So you're
gonna
saying
engage
hold
with
on,
it?
you're saying that the Quran teaches that you could believe in part of the scriptures and then disbelieve in some part of the scriptures.
We don't use that. We don't use your scriptures as a source of knowledge. We just know that some
okay,
of it is
but the
true. We're not going to turn to it.
Okay,
as a
so
source of truth.
some of it you can believe in and some of it you can't believe in, right?
Yeah, we're not going to go out of our way to believe in some of it. We have the Quran. We don't need to go to your scripture.
Okay. All right. This is what the Quran says though. So you just don't believe in the Quran.
No,
You go to
you're
chapter
missing the
2.
context. It's
Okay.
saying if you want to.
Here, this is what it says. Do you then believe in some parts of the book and disbelieve in others? So what can be the punishment of those except among you what you do, except disgrace in this present life? And on the day of judgment, they shall be turned to the most severe punishment. And Allah is not unaware of what
that's
you do.
talking about the Quran. We believe
Hey,
in all
buddy,
the
that
Quran.
sounds like it's not talking about the Quran.
That's about the Torah. That's
Exactly.
to the Jews.
Dang.
And there's no problem with that.
So for
Bro,
so
At the
so
time,
for
yes,
Which
at the
Muslim do
time.
I
oh, but I
believe?
thought at the
The-
time.
the
Hold on, wait,
Torah
wait.
was-
No,
I
not
thought at
Muhammad's
the time.
before that.
Wait, can you let him know that this is about the Torah?
Yeah, no.
Go ahead, let him know.
Yeah, the Torah was preserved. We believe that. It's
I
that
don't know if I wanna- I don't know if
they
I'm gonna stay after school,
manipulated
so I'm
it
gonna
on
have
their
practice.
own. Like you said
Alright.
yourself, Elijah, that in the 2nd century they manipulated their Torah to combat Jesus, right? Did you not say that?
No.
Oh, you didn't say that they changed up their scriptures to combat what Jesus was saying.
No.
Oh, okay, so why do the Jews not follow Jesus as the Messiah?
They
Go ahead
just
and answer.
reject him as Messiah. They didn't change their scriptures.
Oh, okay, why?
Why didn't they change their scriptures?
No, why didn't they accept Isa?
Because they
Alayhi salam.
didn't want him as their Messiah.
They didn't like what he taught.
Like I said, they had the Torah preserved, they manipulated it
Where'd you get that from?
because that's what we're taught.
Oh, that's
That's
what
exactly
no
that's exactly
evidence.
what that says.
No evidence. That's just what we
That's
taught,
exactly what that verse is referring to.
Absolutely
They
no
believe in
evidence.
some parts but disbelieve others.
bro. And what happens to those people who disbelieve
You
in some
agree with
parts and
that, don't
disbelieve in
you?
others?
Wait, don't you agree that the Jews did that?
That
So-
they
And
didn't
what
believe in
what
some
happens to
parts.
them?
No, finish reading.
On the day of judgment, they shall be turned to the most severe punishment. Allah don't like that.
Yeah, they shouldn't
Yeah,
have
like
been
that.
denying Christ.
It's
But apparently, that's what Allah's asking us to do when it comes to the Gospels, because you're saying some
That's
parts
him
are true,
speaking
some parts
directly
are true.
to the children of Israel, the Jews.
It's the same thing
So they-
when it comes to the Torah. So then all the Torah is reliable?
For the most part.
What do you mean for the most part? It says, do you believe in
Like I
some
said,
parts?
Hold
Hold on, wait. So
God
you,
made
oh, my fault.
corrections.
Hold on. Hey, y'all. Can somebody
God
out
makes
of B,
corrections.
Ish, NK, and
Yeah, does
Amir,
God
which
not
one?
abrogate
Obviously,
things?
Ish don't believe in the Quran. Does anybody else believe in the Quran?
Does
Yes.
God not abrogate
Okay,
things?
hold on,
Hold
Amir,
on.
because Ish is saying that he can believe in some parts of the book and disbelieve in other parts of the book.
That's not correct.
Oh, that goes against that. Yeah, that sounds like it goes against the Quran. What do you got to say about that, Ish?
Amir's not even a Muslim.
I am a Muslim.
Ooh.
You were just refuting my point a
Is
minute
this
ago.
anathema happening on both
When did
ends?
You
When did I
wait, you called him a
refute your point?
kafir?
I
When
was
did I-
saying you were talking about, oh, if God asked you to
Hey, by the way,
sacrifice
Christians also
animals, like what are
disagree
you
among each
talking
I
other,
about?
haven't spoken this whole
so
time.
y'all can't really say anything.
Yeah, he hasn't
False
spoken. He hasn't
accusation.
spoken
Who
this
is
whole
saying
time.
that?
But the thing that
No,
the
I'm
thing
talking
that
about the host, not
the
you,
thing
Ish.
that
You don't got
Ish
to
was
respond to
saying was
everything.
The thing that I
That's not
will
true.
disagree with is that in the Quran it says many times you cannot believe in only some parts of the Quran. You have to believe in every single part of
Yep.
the Quran. And I feel like every single Muslim should believe that if you're going to believe in a part of the Quran, even in the Quran itself, it says if this Quran is contradicting, then it cannot be the word of God. So if you only believe some parts of the Quran, that means the other parts of the Quran are contradicting.
Dude,
Ooh.
that's not talking about the Quran, it's talking about the Torah. I completely believe in everything in the Quran.
Okay,
I'm
so
saying parts of the Torah were corrupted.
what
But
parts
if
of
it's
the
talking
Torah?
about the Torah, then you should believe everything, the entire Torah, not only parts of it.
Why?
Why?
Because that's what the verse
The
says.
whole
It
point
says-
of this is that we know that the previous texts have been corrupted, which is why we have the Quran today. Like that. That's the whole
and by
point of it.
we know is someone random on the internet told us, and our Quran says otherwise.
What would be the point of the Quran if we don't believe the previous texts were corrupted?
There is
What would
no
be the
point in the Quran, brother.
But
That's
the
kind of the whole point.
Quran specifically says it came as a confirmation, right? And to confirm the parts that
what
were
does it
right,
mean to
and it
confirm?
corrects the parts that were wrong.
What that's not what it means to confirm. What does it mean to confirm?
The Torah that was revealed to Moses was correct at that time.
Did they still have? What about the Injil that was revealed to Jesus? Was it correct at that time?
At the time, yes. The
Okay.
original Injil, yes. We believe that is
Okay.
correct. and
When
we
was
believe
the Injil lost?
we can look at the history and what the
Was it
'Cause-
lost before Muhammad or after Muhammad?
it was lost
When
during
Paul
Muhammad's
came.
time. Yeah.
It was
When
lost
before
during.
as well.
It was lost during Muhammad's time. So
Like
if
like
we
like
hold on, wait. If we find
before Muhammad received revelation, while he was receiving revelation, we do believe that the people at the time when he was receiving revelation were worshiping Jesus. Am I not wrong for that? Saying that?
yeah,
Were they not worshiping Jesus?
Yeah.
As they should.
Yeah. No. That's incorrect. That's wrong.
No,
No.
that's what those scriptures
what
say.
That's what Jesus taught.
Yeah.
Jesus said, "Worship me." Where does he say that?
How do you honor God?
If the Trinity and
Hold
worshiping
on,
Jesus
just
is such a
answer-
core part,
Okay, how do you honor God?
Yeah, Allah
Worship.
tells us to
You
worship
said
him. That's
okay,
the
so you
difference.
honor. Okay, cool. You honor God by worshiping Him.
Yeah, God, Jesus never told you to worship him. He told you to worship the Father, the one that he
Okay.
worshipped.
Okay, here. So you honor God by
Is
worshiping
Allah your
Him.
father?
Allah is a
Okay.
father in the sense that he's a creator.
what are we
So,
reading?
This is
You just said
John.
Allah is
This
your
is
father.
John
You
chapter
tapped
5.
him.
This is John
Why
chapter 5.
why
For
should
the
we believe in
Father-
John?
For the Father judges no one, but has given all judgment to the Son, that all may honor the Son, just as they honor the Father. Whoever does not honor the Son does not honor the Father who sent him. So when he says that we all need to honor the Son just as or in the same way that they honor the Father,
We
and
don't
you honor-
look to John as a source of the truth. We don't think John was correct.
There's no problem with that, dude. That's
there's
respect.
no problem with
What's
that.
honor?
Do you honor?
Respect.
Okay. Do you honor Allah the
Respect.
same way that you honor Jesus?
The same way I honor my prophet, yes, sir.
Oh
No,
my
bro,
goodness.
Ish, relax, bro. We
Oh
don't.
my goodness.
Hey, y'all gotta
Honor
get Ish
isn't
out of here.
worship.
Get him out of
Honor
here. You said
to
get him out of
honor
here.
someone isn't worship.
I got you. I got him
Wait,
out of here. Now we
Bro.
with the heavy hitters, bro. First it was 5, now it's down to 3. Let's see.
Bro.
It's the gauntlet.
Look. I'm gonna tell you right now, we we do not worship Jesus.
Oh, I don't know, bro. He said the same thing that y'all get at Allah is the same thing you get at Jesus, bro.
I mean, the whole point is that you can't show respect to God without worshiping him. Someone who doesn't worship God doesn't show respect to God. And so when Jesus said,
we worship God and God
so
alone.
Yeah, but so Jesus says in the book of John that we have to honor him or respect him the same way that we respect the Father.
See, you know where the problem is here? You guys are quoting John. We don't quote John as a
That's
source of
fine.
truth.
You said that Jesus never says that. Where would I go to find what Jesus taught?
That's why we have the Quran. We don't have what Jesus originally
Yeah,
taught.
that's
in
why
his
we
time
listen
is
to what
false.
Muhammad said 600 years later, bro. Come on.
Exactly. I gotta lock in. You right, bro. You lock. Be locked
don't
in,
look-
bro.
we
We gotta
when you
listen to
quote
what Muhammad said 600 years later.
When you
right?
guys
Come
quote,
on, get with the program, guys.
Yeah, that's on me. That's on me. My fault,
when
gang.
like when you guys quote the Bible
He said,
as
yeah.
what Muslims should do, that's just wrong. I'm not gonna quote the Quran and say this is what believing Christians should do. Likewise, you guys shouldn't do that for
here,
us.
So if the Quran or if the Injil was not lost and was not corrupted before Muhammad or during the time of Muhammad, when was the Injil lost and corrupted?
See, we can do the research for that, but I honestly couldn't give you an exact reference point of time on a TikTok live. This is
Okay,
something-
but it wasn't before Muhammad, right?
I mean, if you want me to give you an honest answer, I think a little bit before, I don't know the exact time, and during the time, the reason why Muhammad received his revelation was to confirm true monotheism,
What do
which
you think
means that the
confirm-
Injil at the time,
What do you think
was
confirm
corrupted.
means?
yeah, you're gonna say turn to the scriptures to confirm it, but we don't believe. in
No,
all of it.
what do you think that confirm means? What does that word mean? When it says that the Quran confirms the scriptures, what does that word confirm mean?
I don't know what answer are you looking for?
I want to know what you think it means.
Like to make sure.
To make sure, so the Quran makes sure of the gospel?
I don't know where you're going with this.
I just want the
I guess agree with. I don't know.
Okay. So if the Quran agrees with the Torah and the Injil,
Parts of it, not all of it.
where does it say that? Show me a verse where it says that Allah confirms the Torah and the Injil. And
So
he
there's
says
a couple
parts of it.
surahs that I dropped. You read one of them, but there's others that I can.
Go ahead. I'll go to whichever one. It says parts of it. When it says Allah confirms the Torah and the Injil, or the confirms the Injil, it says parts of it. Just give me one.
All right.
Give me one.
I'll be right back.
B, are you even Muslim?
Nah, I'm listening. Sorry, I'm a little bit quiet. Sorry, bro. I'll speak up more now. I'm a little bit shy.
No, you trying to are you're not Muslim, right?
Nah, hell no, bro. I'm not fucking Muslim.
Oh, okay, for sure.
I'm just really invested in the debate though, but I wanted to bring my own points of just like idol worship and
Look up
praying
Quran
to Muhammad.
You said what verse, bro?
242.
All right.
Why are you huffing and puffing, man?
Because it's not gonna
This is
say
your lies.
it's not gonna say
Bored
that.
of your bullshit, bro. That's why.
Yeah, it's
Alright,
not
come on,
gonna
man. You
say
gotta be
it's
respectful.
desire, bro.
Sorry for the profanity. I apologize. Slipped out.
And do not
Yeah.
confound with truth. Do not confound truth with falsehood, and do not hide the truth when you know.
Yeah, so the context of that is that the truth still exists, but there's mixture of errors in it. So
No,
it's not fully
brother,
true.
No, No, that's not what that verse is saying at all. I need you to find the verse where Allah confirms the Torah and the Injil, that he says, I'm only confirming part of it.
I'm giving you a couple surahs that explain it in a way that he's
It
saying
doesn't
that
explain
the
that.
same
So
way. It's the same way where
here,
Jesus never says,
the
"I am God, worship me." But you
Allah's
have all
the
these.
okay, but what Allah says that everything in the Quran is perfectly explained, it's perfectly detailed. This is what it says, chapter 3, verse 3. He has revealed to you the book with truth, confirming what has been before it, and has sent down the Torah and the Injil. It doesn't say it's confirming part of it. It doesn't say it's confirming just a little bit. It says it's confirming what was before it in
Yeah,
whole,
this
in
part, but
totality.
there's other surahs to explain it, like the ones I've sent.
Hold
It's
up.
saying there's errors in it. And the
Hold up.
surahs I've sent you is saying that there's errors and that it's been changed. What part of that do you not understand? I mean,
Where? You haven't shown that at all.
we literally read it out loud.
Nothing that you read said the Torah has been changed. The Injil has been changed. Nothing you've read has said that.
We literally read that in the first one I sent.
The first thing you sent
Yes.
said literally, and Ibn Kathir attests.
It doesn't have to
that-
be word for word what you're looking for.
Hold
You're
on.
trying to say
Ibn-
it has to be word for it to prove the point.
Brother, Ibn Kathir says about the verse that you pulled up, chapter 5, verse 13, that this is not about the text. It is about the meanings that they were preaching. Nothing about the text was changed.
The meaning. Okay, who wrote the Injil? Or who was writing the Bible at the time?
What does that have to do with the Quran saying whether or not the Injil and Torah were corrupted?
Because at the time it was written by different people and they had different meanings and interpretations of it.
Here, look. Here, so I'll show you this verse.
Like, what part of that are you not understanding?
So look, this is chapter 3, verse 81. It says, when Allah made the prophets enter into a covenant, saying, if I give you a book and wisdom, and then comes to you a messenger verifying what is with you, you shall have to believe in him and you shall have to support him. Okay? So if a book is given and then a messenger comes verifying what is with you, then you should believe him. So if this messenger comes and does not verify what is with them, we shouldn't believe them, right?
Correct.
Okay. So that means that we need to be able to verify that this messenger, Muhammad, is in line with what the previous prophets taught, right?
Yeah, the original message the previous prophets had.
Okay,
Correct.
cool. That means that we must have the message, the original message of the prophets in order to do what the Quran is saying.
Yeah, I'm following you.
Okay, so the previous message can't be corrupted because the Quran uses the previous message.
I know
as
what
a
you're
w-
saying, but I'm showing you there's multiple verses where it says there has been some change and corruption in it.
There's no verse that says that, bro.
So when I sent you the other verse, you're saying it doesn't change it at all. Like what
No,
was
that's
there
not
at the time
taught.
is the same.
Yes. That's why the Quran always says you can judge by the gospel. You can look at the gospel to find this. You can look at the gospel to find that. Like, you can look at the
So
Torah
I
to
have a
do
question
these
for you
things.
then. Is the Bible today to you the same as what was revealed to Jesus at the time?
The,
Yes or no?
there's no idea of this thing being revealed to Jesus. That's a Quranic idea. That's not what Christians believe.
So you believe in what multiple authors wrote that were not alive during Jesus' time?
Who
bro.
who wasn't alive during Jesus's time?
Paul. There's no evidence for Paul being
Bro.
around.
Okay, bro.
There's no evidence for that.
When do you
There's
think
no
Paul
evidence.
died?
Huh?
When do you think Paul died?
I know he wasn't around during Jesus' time for
Okay,
a fact.
when
With
do
the
you think he
eyewitnesses,
died?
bro.
When do I think? I think he died after Jesus. Like way after.
Bro.
I don't even think he met Jesus.
Okay.
He
Are you
never met.
aware
He
that-
never met physically.
What is
He
this-
physically
what is
never
that
met
called?
Jesus, and you can't.
Okay,
prove
all right,
that.
hold on. So you're saying if someone has never met Jesus, we shouldn't believe in the things that they say.
Well, Well, okay, let me ask you this.
Hold on, is that what you're saying?
Yes, because
Okay.
Well, let me finish.
Okay, hold
I'm
on.
not gonna speak
Hold
on
on.
your behalf
Hold on. Wait.
100 years after you were alive.
Cool. All right. You're not going to speak on my behalf 100 years after I'm alive. How about 600? Because Muhammad comes 600 years after Jesus. He never met him, but speaks on his name. So we shouldn't trust him.
So, like I said before, the original Injil was
No,
correct,
no.
but there's bits and pieces that we
Brother,
can confirm
we're not
were
even
true.
talking
We
about
don't-
the Injil. We're talking about the trustworthiness of a particular person to speak about another person. You said
Okay,
that
well,
Paul is not trustworthy because he comes 100 years after Christ.
Yeah, okay,
Muhammad
but like,
comes 600 years
because we
after
don't.
Christ.
Okay, let me finish. We don't. Well, there's also miracles in the Quran that prove it's true. That's a whole nother subject. We don't only look
Why
at
would we
to see what they
trust?
said about.
Why would we trust what Muhammad says about Jesus when he comes 600 years after Christ? If we can't trust what Paul says about Jesus because you
Because
believe he
Paul
comes
was not a
100 years
prophet.
after Christ.
Paul was not a prophet.
How do you know that Paul was not a prophet?
Did he perform miracles?
Yes.
Yes.
Where does he perform miracles?
Well, I can show you that in the Injil. How do you know that Paul was not a prophet?
So does Paul have his own religion?
You said what?
No. What?
How many? So Matthew, Mark, Luke, and all these folks, they can perform miracles.
Brother,
Yes. Jesus said they would perform.
They did perform miracles. They went out during
Jesus said
Jesus's
according to who? Where did Jesus say
during Jesus's ministry. They went out and performed miracles. You can read about that in the Injil. All of them, all 12 disciples.
Where's the evidence for this?
You want me to show you in the New Testament, bro?
New Testament. So your Bible's been updated to prove it.
What?
Wait, hold on.
Goodness.
Muhammad's bringing.
You guys are beyond ignorant.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
The New Testament refers to the writings of the first century, which is the century Jesus lived and died.
And it's the issuing in of the new covenant. Because the previous prophets prophesy that God is going to issue in a new covenant.
And we have the writings from the students of Jesus recording themselves how they performed miracles.
What's the
Paul
earliest?
knew these people, and these people write about how they knew Paul.
I don't know, man. I've done a little bit of research, not a lot, on Paul, and there's a lot of
Bro, you
things
haven't
that
done any
show
research.
You
don't know
haven't
what the
done.
New
You
Testament
haven't.
is.
You haven't done.
you can't prove that Paul was ever around during Jesus or that he even was a real person.
My guy,
Oh my
we have
goodness,
letters
Oh,
from Jesus' students talking about Paul, saying that he is an authentic teacher of the faith.
Who was Jesus' students that said this?
Peter, the disciple.
So where are these letters at?
Look at this.
Do you have them in a museum or
Look.
something?
Dude, here, is it fine if I just show you Wikipedia or you need something better?
In the museum.
Look, man, I'm just asking for evidence.
Okay, is it fine if I show you Wikipedia or you need something better?
Show whatever you can, brother.
All right. Here.
Yo, B,
This
could
is
you mute your mic? I
Paul-
think you're echoing.
Paul the Apostle. He was born in named Saul of Tarsus in 5 AD and died 64 to 65 AD in Rome.
Who did this research? Who compiled this?
This is you could look at any scholarship you want on this, bro.
Yeah, man.
We know for
that's
certain
not-
we
that's
know
not
for
convincible.
certain we know for certain that Paul lived in the first century.
I wouldn't say certain, man.
Here, look. Yeah, this is Britannica.
Oh,
Paul the Apostle was born around 4 CE or 5 BCE in Tarsus and died around 62 to
What is this
64
source?
CE. This is Britannica. This isn't hard. It seems like you haven't looked this up at all.
I don't trust your sources, man.
bro.
If he doesn't hear
bro,
it from his
these are
imam, he's not
even
going to
our
listen.
sources. This is just
This is just
scholarly
You
consensus.
could literally just look up, when did Paul die?
Like we have, bro. It's not even funny.
Yeah,
Like,
man.
like
All
Okay.
that time, bro.
All right. I'm just gonna go back to your original question. Give a reason to why to be Muslim.
Why'd you
Because
wait all this time?
I just wanted to hear what everybody had to say. I didn't feel like interrupting everybody. But continuing, I'm gonna keep it real brief. First, I feel like we gotta define like what it means to be Muslim and like the difference between Muslim and Islam. Okay, so like Muslim, like what we, at least what I've been taught and many others have been taught since a young age is the submission to God and the belief that there is only one God, and the loyalty and the moral submission to God. And the difference between Islam and with Islam is like where you have to believe in the Prophet Muhammad, and you have to believe that Isa was also a prophet, Jesus was also a prophet, and that's why we say that the prophets before Muhammad weren't in Islam, weren't Islamic, but they were Muslim because they submitted to God, and not that they were Islamic or anything, but that they submitted to God. So I feel like no good reason to be Muslim. I feel like if you should change that narrative into no good reason to be Islamic, if that makes sense, because Muslim.
Are you Muslim?
Yes, I am.
Here, I gotta pee real quick. I'll be right back, man.
All right,
okay,
take your time.
yeah. I mean,
Y'all got it, bro.
the reason why what you're saying doesn't work is because you're just taking the general, like the etymology of the word, right? You're saying this word means submitting to God.
Yeah,
And to give an analogy, the word Christian means following Jesus, right?
yeah,
And so if you say, well, we follow Jesus, so
hmm
therefore you're a Christian,
yeah,
that's not the case, right?
yeah,
Because even though the word Christian means following Jesus, the word, when we use it today, we're referring to a
hmm
specific group of people who believe a
yeah,
specific set of things, right?
yeah. Okay, I see. That clears it up more. So I see where your guys' standpoint is.
Yeah.
Should I
So when we
wait?
say Muslim, we're talking about people who follow the religion of Islam and believe
Okay,
like the 5 pillars and stuff.
okay. I'll just wait on Elijah to come back as well, so I can hear both of your guys' standpoints on what I'm about to say next.
Well, Elijah, he's a long peer. He take like 20 minutes to pee. So you could keep going if you want.
Okay. I was gonna first start off with going back to what he had said earlier. I mean, I've been in this live for a while. Going back to what he said earlier about there being multiple versions of the Quran, and like as a Muslim, like we strongly believe that there is only one version of the Quran, and the version that Elijah brought up earlier, that was what we call khirat, and there's 10 different khirat that the Prophet Muhammad allowed, which basically khirat means that like the different dialects, because right now even in the world there are numerous 100 plus dialects in the world, but the Prophet only allowed for there to be 10 dialects of different speaking. I think the word was, I forget what the word was that ended with a ta, and then there was other one that ended with a two.
Egypta and Egyptu.
Egypta and Egyptu.
Yeah. So
And
here, I need, because you gotta make it quick. So Amir,
okay,
what is the evidence to prove
Mhm.
that Islam is true? What's the thing
Evidence.
that convinced you that,
Mhm.
hey, this is what makes Islam true? If this thing were false, then Islam is false. What is that thing for you?
Okay, I feel like being born into a Islamic family. I mean, you didn't really have a choice, which sounds crazy, but like it's
No,
not like that.
I believe you. It sounds perfectly consistent with Islam. But you're at the age to where you can reason.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
asking you, what is the evidence
So
that
I feel
has
like
convinced you to stay in Islam?
okay, yeah. Especially growing up, I mean, just the miracles of the Quran and growing up, reading the Quran and actually starting to understand the Quran. I feel like that pulls you towards that pulls you towards the religion more.
Okay,
And then
what miracle of the Quran?
just one off the top of my head, I I couldn't state the exact verse, but if you search up the meaning, Allah says, there will come two seas that will meet, but will never interchange.
Oh.
Okay, so the miracle of there are two seas that
Mhm.
won't mix.
Yep.
Right. Okay. So if I show you that the
hmm
two seas do mix, does that mean that the Quran is wrong and now not the word of God? You'll stop being Muslim.
No, because that's in the sense
Okay,
of
so then that's not the reason. That's not a miracle that helps you believe in Islam. Because if I
okay.
disprove that, it does nothing to you. It means nothing to you. Because I can
Okay.
easily prove that the two C's do mix.
All right. I'll give another one, but I'll probably need to do certain further research on this second one.
Well, look, here's the thing that's bothering me. I'm asking you,
Yeah.
what is your reason for believing?
Mhm.
And you're giving me things that you're saying that already before you even say it, that you need to do further research on it.
Okay. Well, I don't even need to do further research. I just need to identify that what I'm saying is correct with what I'm meaning to say.
Okay, go ahead. What is it?
So Surah Al Hadith, it's about the iron. So it's the 57th surah,
Yeah, you're saying that
and
the iron came from the sky.
yes,
The
and
Egyptians said that 3,000 years before Muhammad.
okay, well, um, the thing about that surah is that the amount of times it says iron in the surah is the amount of what's the word, my amount of ions that iron contains, and that's just something that somebody of that time, especially that is illiterate and is not able to read or write, wouldn't know, or like even scholars back then, highly respected scholars back then, wouldn't know certain facts of like that.
So you said in Surah 57.
Yes.
Okay. How many ions are in iron?
I'd have to.
Well, go ahead.
I'm getting here that the word iron, maybe I'm misunderstanding, but the word iron is mentioned one time in Surah 57.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing too.
Is there one ion?
No, it's so
There's two, so it was close.
and this is like, oh, if it mentions it once, then it does it. Like, bro, like that's
Okay, wait. Okay, I'm sorry. I had it completely wrong. That was a fact that I just wasn't
Yeah, you're
really
good.
fluent on.
Good.
But what's correct about it is the ayat that it mentions iron is the 5100th verse of the Quran, and in the Earth's crust, it's exactly 5,100 kilometers down into the Earth where you first meet iron.
So 51.
This is saying that it begins at 2,900 kilometers and it becomes solid at 5,100.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yes, that's what I was.
And what verse does it appear in?
The 5100th verse of the Quran.
I don't even
Okay.
think that's true, bro. I'm not even gonna hold you. I don't even need to look. I doubt that that's true. Which verse are you talking about specifically? Chapter 57, verse what?
I could figure out really quick if you want.
All right.
Surah 57:25.
Yeah, 25 verse 25, Surah 57.
It says 5,104 verses.
I don't even know if that's true.
Hold on, I couldn't hear what you said. You said
They said
5,000 what?
because
That's from Surah 1 to Surah 56 in total, 5,104 verses. So then you add 25 to those, and you get 5,129.
No, okay, I didn't. That's my fault. I didn't specify exactly what that meant. It meant from the revelations of how the Quran was revealed. So from what surah it was
Nah, we
revealed.
get too specific, bro.
No. Like seriously.
We're just gonna
Because
move it up till it lands there.
Yeah, man. Like,
I mean, you know how much verses are in the Quran. I mean, that's hard math to do. I couldn't estimate just that. That's exactly 5,100 verses there.
It's not 5,100 verses, right?
I mean, you could have just like if it wasn't, and it started at some other spot, you would have just been like, well, if we start at chapter 3 and not chapter 2,
Well,
then
I'm not saying if we start at chapter 3 or chapter 3. I'm saying from where it was revealed to the prophet.
But why would you start there? That's just arbitrary.
How is that? What makes that arbitrary?
Because why are you starting in that specific spot instead of just starting at the first ayah in the whole Quran?
Because oh my gosh, because the Quran it used to be put together to the way where the prophet was revealed. I don't know what number surah it is, but the prophet was revealed surah al-Iqra, where where Allah is telling him to read, and a lot of people, and like ever since then, scholars put the Quran together from they put it together in a certain order for where it'd be easier to understand, but it doesn't make it arbitrary to assess facts from where the prophet was revealed the Quran.
Right. This is the reason why you believe in the Quran.
No, I said the numerous amount of miracles. I mean, obviously, you said you're on a time crunch. I'm not.
Yeah, this is how is this a miracle, bro?
Because at this time, where during the prophet's time, if we're saying the prophet did make up these words or did do this, how would one know how would one even know like how far solid iron is into the earth?
It doesn't even. I mean, the argument doesn't even entail that he knows. It's just
Well, for a miracle to be there, you don't have to entail that it's
Yeah, but
like
this is being presented as more of like a cool coincidence than an intentional miracle, because you're just saying, oh, if you count it, then there's this crazy coincidence.
Yeah.
so you think this is just a crazy coincidence. So
No,
therefore,
but
if
you're saying that it entails knowledge that the prophet knew this, but I don't see
well,
how
I
you're
never said
getting
that the
to that.
prophet knew this. I said that this shows that this is not something that the prophet did know. So by your like stance of you
Bro,
saying that this is just a
this isn't
coincidence.
no. So if it was like an actual miracle, like
Mhm.
what the miracle would be of some knowledge, right?
Okay.
Okay, but there's not anything being shown to be known here. It's not the 5100th verse. There's no correlation between, or like no known correlation between, oh, it's 5100 because of feet below or whatever. Like it's literally nothing. You're taking something that's known after, and then you're trying to import it back into the text rather than receiving it from the text and then concluding from what is seen in the text that, oh, this is the truth of what we see about in the world. So you're making something that you saw from science try to fit in what you see in the Quran rather than receiving something from the Quran and saying this proves, like, I'm going to test what's in the Quran. This is the 5100th verse where it's talking about, let's try to figure out how deep iron is in a core or whatever the case may be. And then from the thing that you see in the Quran, draw a conclusion based on that rather than the thing that you see from science and say, hey, we can make this fit what's in the Quran.
Good. I'm gonna pull up another one, but going just to close that off, the amount of surahs that are in the Quran is 114.
Yeah.
If like you know what a coincidence it would have to be for the verse to line up with the amount of kilometers that go down into the earth further before you even find iron. Because the 5100th
No.
verse,
Before iron solidifies. So now
exactly.
it's not when you first find iron, but it's when you find iron in its
Well,
solid
solid,
state.
yes, solid iron.
So now we're just widening the scope.
No, I haven't widened the scope. I've said solid iron about 5 times during this time frame.
Yeah, but I mean, bro, if it was anywhere between that range, you would have still used it and been like, oh, well, that's where we
close
find
enough.
iron in the earth.
Well,
correct?
it's not just me using it. It's not
And
just me.
so, okay, so, like kilometers weren't even used back then. So like kilometers aren't used until like the 1700s.
Okay, and that is me also saying that
So like why are we using kilometers? Like why are we specifically using
but why
kilometers?
you're implying with saying that kilometers weren't even used back then until the 1700s, that obviously Prophet Muhammad didn't write the Quran and he didn't illustrate the Quran.
No, you're saying, so like say for instance when we look at how far it is, right? That's specifically using the amount of kilometers it's below.
Okay.
Right? Now if you what you see is that, I mean, this is just the AI overview, right?
Okay.
But iron is found throughout the earth, but its vast majority is concentrated in the core, starting about 2,889 kilometers, and then that's 1,795 miles. I use miles below the surface and extending to the center. The outer core, liquid iron nickel, begins at this depth, whilst the solid inner core, a dense iron ball, starts roughly at 5,100 kilometers or 3,200 miles down.
Okay.
But kilometers weren't a metric that was used until the 1700s. So like, why would we use kilometers? Why not miles? Why not cubits? Why not the thing that was used at Muhammad's time, so that this could be provided as a proof for the other Arabs?
Okay.
Like everything about it is arbitrary. You reading something into the text rather than the text actually proving something.
Okay. And I understand that view. So, but like if I show you a couple more, if I show you 3 miracles that aren't arbitrary, which you are saying this is arbitrary, if I show you 3 more or 3 other, would that sort of convince you that those are miracles? If those are something that you find in the text without having to do further research on it.
Just pull up your best miracles.
All right, 1 sec, so I can find the exact.
I'm over here on live, like I don't have work in the morning, bro. I genuinely want y'all to come to Christ, bro. I want y'all to see that like this religion is not something to be a part of. There's no real reason to be a part of this, bro.
I mean, this is what it kind of seems like y'all saying. Y'all saying like, oh, the atomic number for iron is 26, and Surah 57 has 29 verses, and the word iron appears in verse 25. So you do 2 plus 9, 29, that equals 11. And you do 26 minus 11, that equals 15. And then you go like, bro, it's just like.
I had a Muslim in an argument like that over here, right? He was like, yeah, if you take the amount of times that the Quran says sea and land, and then if you divide that by 4, then yeah, I was like, bro, ain't no way, bro.
And based on what I'm reading, there's not even a agreement on the exact order in which all the verses were revealed. And I'm sure that you haven't counted them yourself. So I don't know like where we're getting this information.
Bro, but you don't
want to point something out, and it's funny because I just watched God Logic deal with this question like not too long ago. And what he pointed out was that in chapter 7, verse 26, when it says like in chapter 57, we send down, like that same word that's being used in chapter 7, verse 26 is saying the same thing about clothing. We sent down clothing. So then the question becomes, does that mean that clothing came from heaven?
Amen. No, it's metaphorical there. You have to understand the Arabic, brother. The Arabic is different, brother. Habibi. Listen, brother. The
Like,
Prophet
I
Muhammad.
found this website that supposedly gave me the order of the revelation, and I'm about to do the calculation and see what number I get.
Oh, for sure.
Okay. Another miracle that I found just literally off of a Google search. If you go to chapter 39, verse 6, it talks about the humanly functions of from when a human is a baby in fetus form. So we can go.
He created you from a single person. Then he made his match from him and sent down to you 8 pairs of the cattle. He creates you in the wombs of your mother. Creation after creation is 3 layers of darkness. That is your Allah, your Lord. To him belongs the whole kingdom. There is no God but he. Then to where are you being diverted? What's the miracle?
Okay, if you're claiming that Muhammad wrote the Quran, even though it was that he was illiterate from his companions, how could he have possibly have known this information?
Known what? What about this is amazing? What about this is
okay? What time period did Muhammad live in?
The 7th century.
The 7th century.
The 6th and 7th century.
Correct. Right. So, can we agree that just look at the bottom description? He created you from one soul, then he made from it its mates, and he produced for you from the grazing livestock 8 mates. He creates you in the wombs of your mothers, creation after creation, within 3 darknesses. If Muhammad was illiterate, do we agree that Muhammad was illiterate? Yes or no?
No.
No. Okay, so that's where.
No, I mean the Hadiths say that he was able to write and read, but
What
It's
hadith? What hadith are you looking at? Because even the most like prestigious hadiths that are like historically transmitted all say that he is unable to read or write.
It literally says that while he was on his deathbed, he asked for a pen so he could write something down, and they refused to give him a pen.
which is super slimy, by the way.
Yeah.
And
Last-
what hadith did you pull that from?
I could pull it up for you.
Yo, some guy in the chat in the YouTube like ninja thing said,
Yeah.
"Are you taking more guests?"
Nah, I can't. I got work in the morning. I don't get paid enough, bro. I'm sorry.
Okay. And I don't want to get off topic, but I sent the link to the website I used, and I added all the numbers it gave me up to Surah 57, and I
Mhm.
got 2,929.
Oh, that sounds exactly like 2,889. That's real close, bro. You want me to pull up the hadith?
Yeah. Good.
I ain't never had nobody. All right. Ibn Abbas said, when the ailment of the prophet became worse, he said, bring for me paper and I will write for you a statement after which you will not go astray. But Umar said, the prophet is seriously ill and we have got Allah's book with us and that is sufficient for us. But the companions of the prophet differed about this and there was a hue and a cry. On that, the prophet said to them, go away. It is not right that you should quarrel in front of me. Ibn Abbas said, it was most unfortunate that Allah's messenger was prevented from writing that statement for them because of their disagreement and noise.
Mm. Okay. I mean, I'm not gonna argue with that.
I mean, I would hope not.
Maybe it was just because he was like
I'm not
about
gonna
to
be
die. He was
disobedient.
just tripping.
I mean, I don't want to be disobedient. I mean, there's always room to learn. So, like, I'm gonna take this into consideration, and I mean, I'm gonna learn from it. I mean, I
For
don't.
sure.
Maybe
Well, look,
I
man,
do have
you
a
haven't.
genuine. I have a genuine question. Like, no games or anything. Even if that hadith didn't exist, like, what is the miracle that you're trying to point out? Is it that, like, what is it? I still don't get it.
I mean, the miracle that I was trying to point out is that, like, if the prophet was illiterate, if he couldn't read or write, how is it that he would first not just write the Quran, but also depict what
Here,
I thought that.
what does this mean? This is the verse that you brought up.
Yeah.
It says he created.
Yeah, I just wanted to know the miracle with this verse.
Yeah, what does this mean?
was it?
He created you from one soul, then he made from it its mate, and he produced for you from the grazing livestock 8 mates. He creates you in the womb of your mothers, creation after creation within 3 darknesses. What does that mean?
Honestly, I couldn't give you the exact definition of that verse. If I
Then
was
how
gonna
is it a miracle?
You
Is it
did
the
say you were
miracle
doing a
that
Google
no
research.
one understands what it means?
No, I don't believe that nobody understands what it means. I believe that I'm lacking knowledge in what that verse
Okay,
means.
but you brung it up saying that this is a miracle.
I brung it up and I got a different understanding of the verse that I was trying to bring.
Okay. Yeah, so I want you to find genuine reasons as to what would make Islam true, because nothing that you gave obviously are any type of good reasons to be a Muslim. Nothing you gave. So as of right now, you don't have any good reason to be a Muslim. Go do research, right? And truly figure out whether or not Islam is true. I'm not saying to leave Islam. I'm saying be honest, be open, and look for the actual evidence. Not just what somebody tells you, the actual evidence. What is the evidence for Islam? And when you find that, please feel free to come back and share it with me.
Yeah, I feel like that's fair, and I appreciate you for pulling that up.
Yeah, no problem, man. God bless you, man. I gotta
God bless.